All right, recording now. So go ahead.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Hope Weston. I'm 24 years old. I'm a double diamond, going triple diamond this month. And and I live out here in Northern California. So I've been like kind of the root of my story is that so I've been with my husband for it'll be 8 years this month. And so we're high school sweethearts, and we kind of did that typical, like, we moved out, we both got a couple jobs, we were going to community college, but it was just never, we paid our bills, but it just never was like more than that. It was never more than that. And then in summer of 2015, the transmission in my car went out, basically. And so we had to make a decision, like, I could either sell my car for like $1,000 and because it wasn't even worth the cost of replacing the transmission.
Yeah.
And so we decided to share a car, which is like, if anybody's ever been in that situation, like, it sucks. There's so much like communication and like having to like wait around places, and like our work schedules were so different. And so I would end up like leaving the house at like 6 a.m. and not getting home until like 2 a.m. just because of like the way that it all worked out. And then that wasn't like us spending time, like the time we spent together was the 15-minute drive like to and from work. And so it just sucked. And so we were engaged and we were planning our wedding, and I just wanted more, man. Like, I was just like, this cannot be like my life. Like, I'm 21, like I should be excited about my future. And right now it just feels like scary and stressful, and like I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so I saw a friend from high school, and she was posting about this business, and she was pregnant at the time, and talking about how she was gonna make $500 a month as a stay-at-home mom. And I was obviously super skeptical. I was that girl who had always had like a job, like you go, you clock in, you wait, you serve tables, you stand behind a check stand, like whatever. But the more like she kept posting about it, and then I did eventually like work up the courage to like message her and be like, hey, what is this? And she was telling me about the products, and I wanted to try the products so bad. And I think that at the end of the day, that really was kind of like what got me, was she was like, well, you could try the products like and make money. And I was like, oh, like I really, really want to get these hair, skin, nails. I'm really trying to lose 10 pounds before my wedding. Like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so we obviously did not have $100. So I actually ended up putting it on a credit card that was supposed to be like only for wedding expenses. And I ended up asking my husband, my fiance at the time, for forgiveness instead of permission. When he got home, I was like, I used the credit card. He was like, oh, like, what did you do? And I was like, I started a business. And he was like, did what? Like, that's weird. What? And so, but long story short, I've used social media marketing. I'm really, really passionate about building relationships. I'm really passionate about building friendships. And I've used that to build myself from like 80 followers on Instagram to over 12,000, and gone from making, minimum wage paycheck to paycheck. I'm a double diamond, like I said, going triple diamond this month, earning a $25,000 bonus. And like, there's a million more things I could say about my journey, but just bottom line is just, it's completely changed my life mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. And I just thank you for having me on. I'm really excited to do this.
No, I love hearing. So like, I know like bits and pieces of people's stories, but like lately when I've been doing these, like just like hearing like the full story and just like bits of it, it's really cool.
Well, it's crazy to say it out loud too, because I have people all like, at the time when you get started, and we're going to talk about some of these fears and things, like at the time when you get started, you see them as such obstacles, like you see them as such roadblocks. But now, like when people come to me and they say they're busy, like I can literally say, dude, I had 2 jobs, 3 classes, and was planning a wedding when I started this business.
Yep.
And it just becomes this, it's not an obstacle. It's not a roadblock. It's something about me that's relatable to people, and it shows them that they can do this, and it shows my team that they can do this. And so if they're from a small town, if they don't have a big social media following, if they're super busy, if their spouse or their parents aren't supportive, like those are all things that at the beginning I thought they were holding me back, but they're really just part of my journey. And now I can use that knowledge and that experience to really just connect with people, whether they be potentials or people on my team.
Yeah. I mean, in all these spheres that we're going to go over, every single person at one point or another in their business in the beginning, now 3.5 years in, however long it's been, we have these same fears, and like we've just learned to, and we were talking about this before, just being in a certain mindset of like just finally grasping what this is, what we need to do, learning how to overcome those fears. what we're calling this Zoom. And so I kind of just want to start with the one that is just,
it's like almost all of them kind of come back to this idea.
Is it the caring what other people think? Is that what you're looking? Okay. So like, guys, I my best friend is my best friend, like gonna like call me stupid and like, like make fun of me. Okay. So
my mom, my best friend, girls from high
they're
school.
gonna pay your bills. Like, ask them, be like, that's fine. If you don't like this post, if it bothers you, if you literally can't go like this on your phone and like scroll right past it and support me, like supporting me doesn't mean you have to buy from me. It doesn't mean you have to join my team. Supporting me is letting me do what I need to do to support myself and my family and pay my bills. If this post bothers you and you have something to say about it, then offer to pay my bills, because my electric's about to be shut off, and like you are more than welcome to just throw $100 my way.
Exactly. If you would like to pay for this bill that I'm currently behind on, I would be happy to stop posting about it.
Like, I'm about to have a baby. Please pay for my
yeah. So this is something that I've been working on my whole life. Okay, so once again, dipping back into my backstory, I have anxiety, but I have anxiety that presents itself in a very different way. A lot of times when people hear you have anxiety, they think like shy, reserved, like doesn't like to hang out with people. I'm the opposite. I'm an extroverted, anxious person, which means that I control the situation by being too loud and being too bossy, because that's how I like control the situation. I control my anxiety. And so, that being said, like it was really, really hard for me because I really want people to like me. Like it's like one of my like core, like one of the things that I really like struggle is I'm like, but why don't you like me? Like I'm a really nice person. Yeah. And so I know that at the end of the day, it's just like you said, it's like I did, like I had people in my life who I considered best friends, and they were mean. And it was in that moment that I realized that anybody who truly cared about me, anybody who truly like wanted to be a part of my life and the benefit of being my friend, they would just say, you know what, Hope, I think it's really cool that you're doing that, but like I'm not interested. And I had friends who said that too, and I'm still friends with those people. The girls, you know, I have two friends specifically I've had since high school. They're not interested in doing this at all, but they've shared a post for me. They've reached out to friends and family for me. They've ordered from me as a customer. And that's after years though, you guys. Like, I'm not saying they did it right off the bat. Like, but then I had this whole other group of people who I worked with them at the grocery store. I bartended with them. They would come over to my house and party every single weekend. But as soon as I started posting about this business, they were like, and I had to just literally make this decision of like, and my mom told me this when I was 12 years old, because we all know how mean 12-year-old girls can be. And my mom told me this at 12 years old, and I always just come right back to it. It's just, other people's opinions of you are none of your business. Mm-hmm. Other people's opinions of you are none of your business. The only opinions that matter to you should be your own opinion of yourself, and like pick like two people, like your mom and God and yourself. Yeah. And, you know, and I think because like I'm looking at this list, and it's like, caring what people think is attached to letting family down. It's attached to rejection. It's attached to being annoying. It's attached to all of these things that we're going to dig into. And I think at the end of the day, you can care what people think, or you can become the person you've always wanted to be. Because people are going to talk smack and judge you and think some type of way about you, whether you do this business or not. Right? Like, that's the bottom line.
If you breastfeed your baby, or if you formula feed your baby, like, you can never do anything right. You can't please everybody.
There's always going to be somebody who has something to say about something that you're doing. So you might as well give them something to talk about that's paying your bills and bringing you home to your babies and taking you on vacation.
My personal drive is proving people wrong.
I know. I get that way too, especially being from like a really, really small town, like graduating class of like 200 kids, like very, very small. I feel the same way because, and this is another part of my story, and this is another one of those, like, when it happened the first time, it was such like a roadblock and it was so hard for me, but now I realize like it's just relatable. Like 2 times now I have had people from my hometown make like, not just like funny mean guys, like cruel, mean Instagram accounts where they're like basically like being me, but they're making fun of the business. They're making fun of me. Guys, this is not just like normal, like haha funny, like accusing me of doing drugs, like accusing me of like sleeping around on my husband, like not nice things. And I know they're from my hometown because they're taking these pictures from like my old Instagram from like 2014. And I could care so much. I could care so that could be so hurtful. How could they do this? I could get all wrapped up in it. No. I cannot wait until they have nothing. Nothing. They already have nothing. I already make way more money than they do and stay at home. And I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom to my baby. And like, you know what I mean? So you have to just realize like people can say whatever they want, like show them. Like actions speak so much louder than words. And you are going to feel so good when you are paying your bills and going on vacation and buying a new car and treating your kids and all of these things from the money that you're making from this business. And then you don't have to say anything. You don't have to defend yourself. You can just say, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah. I never had like anybody who was ever super mean. If I did, I didn't know it, and I probably had already blocked them before it happened.
Right.
I'm sure there's something out there. But at the end of the day, I've always been the black sheep of my family. I've liked doing things differently and proving people wrong. But here, I have zero doubters now. I had people who were like, like, what are you doing? Like you had mentioned. And now 3.5 years later, I've not taken a time out. My lifestyle, we, have upgraded, and they've seen me home every single day with my kids for the last 3.5 years, and they have nothing to say now. And they are interested in the business now. They're interested in the products, and maybe they're not. And like you said, like having people, like some people just, supporting me isn't always buying from me or joining my team. But, my best friend, my very best friend, she was like, no, it's not. So she had actually joined Young Living the day that I signed up for this. Like we hadn't talked about it, and she had just signed up, and I was like, crap. She wasn't. She never did anything with her oils thing. But like for me, she's like, I will stand by you and just be at the finish line with you and cheering you on this whole time.
Right.
If she would do a post for me, like she would if I asked her. But like supporting me, and like, so that doesn't have to stand between you and a friendship. Like if somebody is really so concerned with what you're posting about to support your family, like I do these posts and I work this business. Mason, can you please stop for this annoying little booger right here? Because it keeps me home with them. Like nobody else was going to pay those bills.
Well, and it's just at the end of the day, like unfriend me. Unfriend me. We don't have to be friends on Facebook. I don't even have to be your friend on Facebook to be friends with you in real life. Like, it literally doesn't. At the end of the day, like, unfollow me on Instagram then. Unfriend me on Facebook then. People take it social media is such a big part of our lives. People take it so, like, right? You're like, so-and-so unfollowed me. But it's like, dude, no, like, this is a business. Like your account is now, even though it's a personal account and I'm big on attraction marketing and good quality and all those kinds of things, it is a business. And so when my best friend unfollowed me on Instagram, I wasn't salty. She texted me. She was like, hey, bruh, I love you and I support you, but like your posts are like all I see and like I'm going to unfollow you. But like, I love you. And I was like, that's like, give me another spot for someone else to follow me. Like, that's totally fine. And so I think at the end of the day, like, just this whole Zoom, like what I'm going to keep telling you guys over and over again as we go on every single point, like, just get over yourself, man. Like, stop taking things so personally. Like, I know that we're taught to like live like, so like in our drama, we're taught to like live in this like,
oh, is that me or her?
To such a higher level of self that you won't even care anymore. Like, you won't care what people think anymore because you're going to grow past that mindset. Yeah.
I had my sister-in-law had unfollowed me, and I remember I was so upset about it. It was when I was so upset about it. I was like, I post about your niece and nephew, like, how did you unfollow me?
I
mean,
know.
she kept me on Facebook and unfollowed me, but she can go and she can still check on them. Like, we can still text, and like, I got over it. I don't even care anymore. Like, we can still talk, and it's totally fine. I get it's not everybody's jam. All that I is that. Okay, we'll put that up and wait.
And then you think about, like, it's not for everybody, and then like you find those people who it is for, and it like changes their whole life, and you're like, so I can stop posting because 3 people don't like it. Like, I can stop doing this because a few people don't like it, or like I can keep going because I've helped over 300 lives be changed in the past 3.5 years.
Yep, exactly. I had this one girl who joined this business, was super excited, needed money. She said her friends were going out all the time, and she had to keep telling them no because she just didn't have the extra funds to spend.
Yeah.
She started this business. She started posting. They started making fun of her, and she said, I can't do this anymore. My friends are like making fun of me. I was like, your friends are making fun of you for making an effort to make more money so you can actually go hang out with them. And she literally just never said anything after that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Your friends like, look, I'm doing this business so I can afford to hang out with you guys and go do all these activities and stuff. Like, so it, once you just put it down like that, and it just
and you have to just
pay your bills.
The people who are genuinely your friends, genuinely care about you as a person, or your family, or your whatever. If you go to them and you're like, hey, I'm doing, like, I had to do this with my husband's best friend. Okay. I have known this kid since I was like 13 years old. And we've been through so much together. He was literally the best man at our wedding. And 1 month before we got married, because I started this business about 6 months out from my wedding. So about 5 months into my business, this kid is on Facebook sharing those like weird, like those articles that aren't actually real articles. They're just like people on the internet put them up so that they look like a freaking news article. And it was like something about a pyramid scheme. And the other one was like something about how our products like don't work. And I straight up texted him and I said, listen, you do not have to be my friend on Facebook. You do not have to order these products. You do not have to like what I'm doing. But we have over 200 mutual friends now. So I'm going to need you to knock it off because you're literally taking food out of your best friend's refrigerator when you post this kind of stuff. And he was like, well, I never thought about it like that. And I'm like, no, because you don't use social media for business. Yeah. So you wouldn't think about it like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't need you to even agree with any part of it, but I need you to not stand in my way of doing it. Yeah. And he did. And now he doesn't say nothing because I pay all of our bills with this business. So it's like, you just have to be very, very clear with people. I don't need you to buy. I don't need you to join. I don't need you to even like it. But you need to not, if you care about me, you will not, if you care about me, if you care about my kids, if you care about my husband, you will not stand in my way of me doing this. That shows
how serious you are about this too. And they will.
And I think that I think he was like, oh snap, like she's for real.
Yes.
Like she's for real about doing this. And I was, and I have been.
Yep, exactly. Okay, I want to move on to the next thing of letting family down. So this just kind of ties into, we joined for our family and it's our why. And some people are like, I'm just afraid to like let my family down. Yeah. And so over time, sometimes they, become the excuse and like, oh, my kids are like, look, they're interrupting me on this meeting. Like, I just can't do this business. No, you roll with the punches. But letting your family down, you guys, you do this business for your family. And like, for me, my first paycheck was $40 and I was ecstatic because that was $40 extra that I didn't have before, doing what I was already doing. And I just, like you said, like having a conversation with my husband saying, like, I know like you really don't care about this, but this is what I'm trying to do for our family. And it was just, he just supported me. And I mean, not in the way I wanted him to, but he just let me do my thing. And the only way you let your family down is like when you start letting yourself down and you start letting things kind of escape from you and letting these other fears kind of just take the wheel. And so talk about that. Yeah.
So I just saw a video about this not too long ago, and it's like become like my mantra, and I just like say it to people. And so I want you to think about it I want you to think about your business, and I want you to think about it in the same way, like for your family. So like when you're thinking about like, I don't want to let my family down. So what you're saying is like, I don't want to like put in all of this time and energy away from my family and then end up failing. So then it was like all for nothing, right? Like, I don't want to not spend time with my kids and then have it all be for nothing. But this is my mantra. If you do not quit, you cannot fail. Mm-hmm. The only way you are going to be letting your family down is if every minute that you've spent on this business ends up being for nothing because you give up on it.
Yeah.
If you give up, then it will not be worth it.
Yeah.
Everything that you've done will be for nothing. Every seed that you've planted, conversation you've had, post you've made, connection you've made, person you've signed up, it'll be for nothing. And you will let your family down because all of that time that you spent away from them will not have paid off in the end. But if you keep going and you, like Caitlin said, roll with the punches, you never know. Like, you guys, I literally woke up the other morning. I was like, I'm going to get on power hour, blah, blah, blah. My dog had literally like shat all over the living room when I got out of bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, life, I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing a power hour. I guess I'm cleaning the carpets. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you have to just roll with the punches. You have to just handle life as it happens. And you need to understand that this business does not need 24/7 attention. And if it does, then there's something that needs to change, because it's supposed to fit in the nooks and crannies. It's supposed to fit around your kid's schedule. It's supposed to fit in to this. And sorry, my husband called. So it's supposed to fit around your life. It's supposed to fit around your busy schedule. And so, yeah, you should hang out with your kids. We were literally I was just watching Jade Hooper's live that she did this morning. And she was like, from 3:30 to 8:30, that's family time at my house. Mm-hmm. I know that Levi's going to be coming out of school and he's going to be crazy. And Lennox is going to go through her temper tantrum because she's 2 and I'm going to have the baby. And we're going to be doing dinner and we're going to be doing stories. And we're going to be doing bedtime. So don't try to be on your phone during that time. Don't even try. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to stress out your kids. You're going to feel like you didn't even see them today. And then when they go to sleep at 8:30, 9 p.m., don't turn on Netflix. Yeah. Don't, you know what? Don't pull up freaking, I don't even know what games people play on their phone today. Candy Crush, is that still a thing? I haven't played game in so long, I don't even know. Sit down and work your business intentionally for an hour. You will have just spent whatever time you needed to spend with your kids. You're going to spend 1 hour on your business, and then you still have time to spend with your husband or your boyfriend or your significant other, you know? So just
go ahead. Oh,
I don't know what he doesn't get about, like, if I reject the first call, like, why he tries to call again. Like, I don't really get it. Because he's used to me being free all the time. Now that I have all this free time. And that leads me to my last point about letting family down. You know, I work a lot, guys. I work a lot on I'm expecting our first baby, but I don't have kids yet. And, you know, my husband works 9 to 5 still. So I'm literally home all day, Monday through Friday. But even after my husband gets home, like, I'm still I don't know what's happening. I'm going to text him on my iPad and be like, I'm on a Zoom. Yeah. So, you know, I work a lot, but I will never forget, I will never, ever, ever forget, like, I got that first diamond check. Like, I got that first check that was, like, a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And he, like, looked, and my husband, like, looked at me and he was like, thank you. Like, thank you for working. Thank you for working when I didn't understand it. Thank you for not listening to other people. And that's exactly, like, in 2 years, when you're a double diamond and you're paying for your whole family to go to Disney World, like, you really think your kids are going to be like, you know, Mom, on March 6th of 2019, you know, I really wanted to play dinosaurs with you, and, like, you didn't play dinosaurs. Like, no, guys, no. Like, the only way you let your family down is if you let every moment that you work this business go to waste because you quit on yourself.
Yep. This business has allowed me to be the mom I wanted to be.
Yeah, totally.
Me to put my health first. When health hit the fan,
right.
I was able to go to every appointment, and it was literally just give me your first available appointment.
Yeah.
Hold on. When, you know, I found out I had thyroid cancer, that's just something that's very scary to hear. And right. Be like, I want your first available appointment. I did not have to go beg my boss to give me time off or stressing about finding somebody else to cover my shift and just all these other things. Like, it allowed me to, if I need to go spend time with my kids, I can spend time with my kids. I get to take my son to and from school every single day. I'm never going to miss a soccer event. I'm never going to miss a baseball event. It has allowed me to put being a mom and a wife first and putting my health first.
Yeah.
That's what
I
done.
mean, you guys just heard me say, like, I don't even have kids yet, and like I'm expecting my first baby, and like so many times I hear like girls my age, like they're having their first baby. I'm in like all of these mom groups now, and I have so many people who are like stressing out about maternity leave and having morning sickness at work. Guys, I was literally sick for all of freaking December because I had morning sickness so bad, and I did not have to clock in and out of work. I did not have to worry about how I was going to pay our bills. I did not have to like stress out about like how I was going to make this like baby thing work for me. It hasn't even been a thought. And I think at the end of the day, like, I am so freaking, like, I said yes to this business 3.5 years ago. I had no idea that it was going to be because like I was going to be a stay-at-home mom someday. But now like the baby's coming in like literally 5 months. I will have a newborn, and I have not doubted for 1 second how that's going to go or how it's going to be. And so it's like, you can say this and that about like letting your family down, but like my child is never going to know a day without me.
Yeah.
Like ever. And so how can you, like, you have to put, it's all about, every single one of these questions is about your perspective. So what is your perspective? I'm going to let my family down. Are you going to work really hard and like give this all you've got? Then like, they're going to be proud of that.
Yeah.
For you and for your family.
Yeah. I love how you said the perspective thing, because that's really what it is. That's with a lot of this business and just everything in life in general.
Yeah, totally.
People are afraid about not being successful, and this ties into what you just said. Like, the only way to not be successful in this business is to quit. Because if you quit, then you definitely won't be successful. I guarantee that. And so if that's what you're afraid of, just don't freaking quit. And we can just check mark that box and we're good to go. So
I think a lot of people though, because I do have some girls on my team, they've said that their fear is of success. You know, like, you know, it's a weird two-way street of like, I'm afraid of failure, but I'm also afraid of like being very successful. And that comes from like, maybe being from like me, like growing up in a long line of families that like didn't have very much or like didn't really like get to do a whole lot of things. And so you have to personal development every single day so that you can expand your mind to understand that it's so weird, because it's like in the same breath, you are not special and you are so worthy. And it's like, I say you are not special in like the most loving way possible. Like, you are not special as in anything that anyone has done, you can go do, and you're worthy of that.
Yes.
So you need to let go of this, like, what if, like, it's that whole, like, what if I fall? Oh, but darling, like, what if you fly? So it's like, if you can just focus on what happens if you do succeed, what happens if you do sign the customer, if you do promote, if you do make the bonus. And if you can just focus your mindset on that and realize that God made you for that version of yourself, and really, really lean into that. And whatever your belief system is, you need to lean into whatever personal development works for you and fills your cup. But that's the answer to having fear of failure and fear of success and all those things, is just believing in yourself and having the focus on where you're going, not like what happens if not, you know?
And something about like, you know, being like, some of these fears are going to come up multiple times within your business. And I know for me, making a double diamond or making $5,000 as a double diamond,
yep.
I don't feel worthy of making $10,000 and promoting
yep.
when there are people who are struggling to, you know, keep food in their pantries and stuff. And so,
exactly.
You know, why me? So like there are still things that I struggle with. And at the end of the day, like me moving out means there's more people moving up with me. So this is like, we're just helping other people, and it's going to allow me to, you know, start a foundation for kids with cancer. And like, I have certain things in life. So this business is going to allow me to, you know, once I start making more, to start giving back more, and doing those other things. And so I've had definitely a big, like, personal development session for myself.
That's what I just posted about today. Cause I literally just made my post today that was like, I'm going triple diamond this month, but I didn't even say how much I was going to be making. I said, I'm going triple diamond this month, which means that I'm going to be having one girl who's making $5,000 a month, 3 girls who are making $2,000 a month, 5 girls who are making 800. Like, I was talking about all the people that this is going to ripple out and affect for their families, and what that extra $500 a month meant for me. So if you can't see it for yourself, if you are too scared to really claim it for yourself, look at the people who are on your team and decide that they're worth it, and that they are deserving of it, and then work with them, because then when they hit their goals, this magical thing happens in this business where you hit your goals. When you help other people do what they need to do. So
exactly. Okay. Rejection, afraid of no, nobody buying. You guys, this kind of just starts with like being patient, and, you know, getting into the right mindset and understanding how this business works, and just like, you know, having that faith and just trusting what your leaders are telling you. Like, if you want to be in my shoes and you want to make the money that I make, then trust what I'm telling you, and say that, like, listen, like, what you need to do. And like, so just like trust in that. So I understand the rejection, afraid of no. I used to get like anxiety when I would message like 100 people at night, or like Facebook would put you in jail. And I would wake up to like 20 messages in my inbox. I send on 100, I got 20, and I'm like looking at the preview, and I can see like, no. And I didn't even want to open them because they were rejections. And I was so like, it just used to tear me up.
I think it comes back to taking it personally.
Yes.
Kind of like what we talked about with like caring what people think. If you take somebody saying no thank you very personally, then every single no that you get is going to be like really hard to swallow. But if you can understand that like it's not personal, like you're literally just some like rando in their inbox, and like they're allowed to say no thank you to you. And again, this goes back to like why I believe so strongly in like attraction marketing and interacting with your following and building these relationships with people, so that when you do pop into their inbox, they're not like, I don't know who the heck you are. They're like, oh yeah, Hope, she's got a dog and she's pregnant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to know a few things about me. But I think at the end of the day, the number one thing that has helped me get over, because I have messaging anxiety too, guys, like really bad. Like, I have to like almost like psych myself up to send messages, and I have to like get everything ready, and then I just have to sit down and do it all at once during the day. Like, I'm not one of those people who can like send 10 and then send 10, and then it's like I have to sit down and send my messages all at once. But no just means not right now. And I mean this with every fiber of my being. And I know that it's hard to see it when you're like a right
there.
So when you're like a brand new distributor, like you can't possibly understand that no means not right now, because there's only now. Like, you don't have like this longevity of business to like look behind you and say like, oh yeah, it just means not right now. But you guys, I signed, not to do my own horn, I signed 30 distributors last month because I like to go balls to the wall and be crazy. And literally 10 of those people are distributors who at one point in 2018 literally said, no, I'm not interested. Like, not just like maybe later, or like I'll let you know, like straight up we're like, no, I'm not interested. And so, but then I'm consistent, and I'm posting, and I'm going, and I'm messaging, and we got a $20 deal. And I literally had 10 different people message me, hey, is it really $20 to join your team? Like, I think I'm interested. And these are literally women who said like, dude, no, like, I'm not freaking interested. Like, like, they didn't say stop messaging me, but like, that was the vibe that I got from them when they like told me. And so I just hold on to that, guys. Every single time somebody's like, nah, like, no thanks, I'm not interested, I'm like, they're going to join in about 6 months. Give me about 6 months. Give me about 90 days, maybe twice that. And they will be ordering from me or joining my team. And when you can have that mindset around getting no, and rejection and all of these things, that you're still gonna need customers in 6 months, girl. You're still gonna need teammates in a year, right? Mm-hmm. So let them watch. Let them not be interested right now. Yeah. They will come. If you don't give up, they will come around. Yeah. End of sentence.
Yep. I learned, because as you go, you start running into people where it's like, oh, I cold messaged this girl about products and she told me no, or she left me on red. And then 2 years later, she like messaged me saying she's been watching me for the last 2 years and she's interested in the business and signs on the spot. And so it's like cool to have those personal experiences where it just kind of like, it bumps you up even more. You're like, yeah, like this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. And so like, you just start rewiring. No means not right now. And like, people will start watching, even when you plant that seed. Like, you're planting a seed. We don't get to choose when it sprouts. Nope. Our job is to offer the products in the business. It is not up to us to make them, say yes or accept it. Like, my job is literally just offering it to you. And if you're interested, great. If you're not, that's fine too. And there are ways to turn people around too, you guys.
There is. There's definitely like no? We're big on like overcoming objections. We're big on like, if somebody says they're busy, you need to like relate with them about how busy you are and like how you're still making it work for you. If they say they don't have the money, like if you're talking about the products and they say they don't have the money, you bet your bottom dollar I'm offering the business every single time, which is why I signed so many distributors.
So you could use this. Like,
that's, I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly why I joined this business. Have you ever thought about adding an extra income? And their ears are like, what? Yeah. Extra income? And then I mean, and it goes back to exactly what Caitlin said, which is you have to trust us on this one, because I know that you haven't been in the business for long enough. Maybe you haven't even been in the business for 6 months. And so you're like, I have no idea if that's true or not. Me and Caitlin are sitting here 3.5 years into our businesses, and we're telling you that it's true. We're telling you that people come around. We're telling you that consistency is the key. We're telling you that messaging plants the seed, your posts water the seed. And at the end of the day, they're either going to be interested or they're not. And there's literally nothing that you can do in that moment to like turn it around. You can just be friendly, helpful, relatable, authentic, and consistent. And if you can do those things and just keep it going, then like your whole idea of like nobody buying, like who is nobody, honey? Like
I nobody. Everybody. And it's like, well, who's everybody? Because
right. Like I'm like all 8 million people in the world.
I know.
Busy.
Yeah.
I know. And it does. If guys, I am from literally a town with like 4,000 population. Like it's very, very small here. I get it. Like the girl who signed me up is from my high school. She had already talked to everybody who lives here. Like I understand when you say everybody, what you're saying is everybody who I already know. Yeah. What you need to do is just break out of that and just realize that I literally went from having less than 100 Instagram followers to more people on my Instagram than live in my hometown in 3.5 years. Like that is social media. That's why we teach you guys the way that we do. And if you are willing to build that audience, nobody doesn't exist. Everybody doesn't exist. And the ones who are saying no right now are going to say yes in 6 months. So just go talk to more people.
Yeah. I just say like not everybody signs on the spot, like 7 to 12 follow-ups on average. And that could be like they told you no, or maybe not right now, and you're following up, and that's fine. But go
people who don't respond too.
Yeah.
Like they're like don't even like they like read your message and like don't even respond. You can just like see their little face bubble on your Facebook, and you're like, oh God, what are they thinking? And then 3 months later, they're like, hey, so tell me about this skinny coffee you've got going on.
Yeah.
And you're like,
why you ignore me for the last 3 months?
I know. I'm like, girl, I could have got your order in last month.
Yeah. And just go find, this is why we grow our market. And like you said, like more people on your social media than live in your town, and like being able to connect with people all over the world. I love that we're a global company too. So we're in 20 plus other countries, about to break ground in Mexico.
Dude. I have a whole leg that's about to go ambassador just from Mexico opening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited about it. And it is still just the beginning. We have opened in new countries every single year since I've started my business. Mm-hmm. And this is something else. And this is something that me and Allie Frazier talk about all the time is there's also people turning 18 every day.
Yes. Yes.
And you guys, these these people, these kids right now, these 14, 15, 16, 17, they freaking love social media. They love YouTube. They love Instagram. They love Snapchat. This is their life.
This is where they're growing up.
And the opportunity to be flexible, to be an entrepreneur, to travel, to live that bougie Instagram lifestyle, like they want that. And so if you're feeling like, I say this all the time, because before they changed the compensation plan, you needed 5 legs to go ambassador. And I always used to joke with Ali Frazier, I was like, my 5th leg is probably not even 18 yet.
Yeah.
She's probably not even graduated from high school. She was probably just like chilling, waiting to turn 18. She's gonna join my team. She's gonna go double diamond in like 4 seconds flat. And so I want to encourage you guys that too. Like, obviously you don't want to add people that are under 18. That's not what I'm saying. But every single day, there are more people for you. People have this mindset of every single day there's less people. Mm-hmm. But every single day there's more people, and that's that growth mindset versus the scarcity mindset that we're so used to.
Yeah, I really love that. I think that to myself all the time, because like I'll have those moments where I'm like, man, like, you know, I've signed a lot of people in my area. So where I'm actually from, I have a good majority of people. I feel like everybody in Ohio is on my team now.
Right.
Everybody that I know. And I'm like, man, like what's going to happen? And I'm like, wait, like there are people in Ohio turning 18 every single day. So there are just all these new people coming in. And so like social media has allowed us to fish from a much bigger pool, and it's constantly flowing, and it's great. Yeah. So you guys, if people are telling you no right now, go find somebody who's ready to say yes. That's what I say. Like, if you're not ready now, that's fine. I'm going to go help and find.
If this is like 100%, I think every single diamond and above would agree with this. If you are not signing anybody, you're just not talking to enough people. And that really, the right people. Yeah, you're not talking to enough of the right people. Combine the two. You're not talking to enough of the right people. And if that's the case, then we can teach you how to do that. It's just a skill.
Yep. And it's definitely something we can work on. And the next one is like not managing time, which we kind of said before. Like, life happens. Like, literally. Yeah. I mean, I had my life completely planned out to a T. Was going to have a boy first, was going to have a girl first, was going to have my doctorate. I was going to be a pharmacist, making all this money. And, you know, things happen, things change. And, you know, even as a stay-at-home mom, I do not have any time. I literally work. My kids go to bed at 7, so they're usually asleep and done by 8. I work from like 8 to 2 a.m. because and I get up at 6, and I'm cool with sacrificing my sleep, because during the day, except for right now, I spend time with my kids and I soak that in, because I get to be the mom I wanted to be. I want to go outside when it's nice and fantastic out and spend time with them and create those memories. And so for me, like, my schedule might not work for you. And all of our lives are different. All of our journeys are different, but like, I don't manage time very well. There are days where I get one post in and maybe I didn't message a single person and my inbox is like flooded with teen questions. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on today, but like, I can't handle it. Yeah. And then tomorrow, maybe I have all the time in the world, and I'm doing better at staying and doing my daily minimums. And like, I'm just not hard on myself. I understand like life happens. You roll with the punches. You do the best with what you have. And there is no balance. There is no balance. You will never find a balance. And if you're like waiting for that to happen, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
If you are waiting for everything in your life to be perfect to make a post, you will never make a post. You will never make a post. You will never send a message. So, as I kind of told you guys at the beginning, I was a very, very busy person when I started this business. Like, I worked doubles Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I worked Sunday brunch. I worked Tuesday trivia nights. I had class Monday and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And that was my week. So if you average that all out, I had Tuesday mornings and I had Sunday nights. That was when I had to do everything, guys. Grocery shopping, clean my house, do the laundry, see my husband for like 0.5 seconds, like literally anything that I wanted to do. And so I think it's not about managing your time. It's about being intentional with the time that you have, even if that's 5 freaking minutes. Okay. I used to literally say, I need to pee, and take my phone into the bathroom and add 100 people on Instagram while I was sitting on the toilet. Like, do. Okay, I'm done. 5 minutes. That was all I had. So it's not about I have so many girls, especially new people or people in their first 30 to 90 days. And they say, I just need to sit down and look at everything and get myself organized. And I am an organizational person. So if you have time to sit down for a couple hours on a Sunday and map out your posts and do all this stuff, that's awesome. And you should definitely do that because you're going to set yourself up for success. But not everybody even has that. Like, like if you're waiting until you can sit down and watch the training and pull out your planner and do the thing to even get started, you're just not going to start. And then you're going to get behind, and then you're going to feel more discouraged. And then it's just a vicious cycle. So what can you do in 10 minutes? You would be so surprised what you can do in 10 minutes with focused intention, instead of just like opening up your Facebook, scrolling, seeing what's in the team page. All of a sudden it's been 10 minutes. Okay, so what if you set a timer for 10 minutes, went to Instagram, added as many people as you can, went to Facebook, added as many people as you can, and wrote a post? That's so productive in 10 minutes. Like, you have to just use the time that you have wisely. And it's like Caitlin said, in the beginning, there was a lot of sacrifice, guys. In the beginning, there was a lot of sacrifice. And she's not saying don't hang out with your kid. She's not saying don't take care of your shit. But I've got like 7 weeks worth of laundry on the top of my dresser unfolded right now because we had such a crazy month last month. And like, I really don't see it being folded anytime soon because Mama's got to go triple this month. Yeah. And like, my husband's like, where's the towels? I'm like, somewhere in that pile. They're clean. Like, go get them. Like, and so you have to just embrace, like, it's not going to look perfect, but you can do this. It's just having that intentional, like, when your kids go to sleep, don't turn on Netflix, don't scroll on Facebook, make your husband do the dishes in the sink, sit down for 1 hour and work your business.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at, I think some people have the impression that like people who are successful literally are glued to their phones 24/7.
Yep. I have girls all the time. They're like, I don't have time to do what you do. I'm like, what do you think I do? And they're like, all day, every day. And I'm like, I wish I was on my phone all day, every day. I'd be ambassador time.
I know. Yes, guys, it is literally, like I said, I mean, I have certain things where like, I'll make 1 to 3 posts throughout the day. And like the night before, I already told myself what it was going to be. So like, I have my pictures ready. I know what I'm going to say. It takes me 2 seconds to open my phone. I can do Instagram drafts. There's so many like time-saving tips that we can give you guys. And just like, and I answer my team throughout the day, and I respond to my messages that I sent out the night before throughout the day. And then when I sit down after my kids go to bed, I spend, that, and I spend 4 hours. I would say no more than 5 hours a day on my business, because that hour throughout the day is like just here and there. And I'm not spending and wasting that time scrolling through Facebook, watching funny videos. I do reward myself every once in a while, but like, I understand that that's
right. Well, and that's what I'm saying too, is like, I think a lot of people hear me say like sacrifice. And so they think like they're never going to watch Netflix ever again. And it's like, no, like we still do. Like, me and my husband are total nerds. So like, we play Lego Harry Potter, no shame, but I don't play every night for 3 hours. Like, we have set times like Sunday night for an hour and Wednesday night for an hour because he works 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I sit down on the couch and I play Lego Harry Potter with him, and it makes him feel very, very happy. And we like get to hang out, and that's like our time together. And then I get off and I go message, like, and then you know what I mean? So it's like, just be, what does Jade always say? Like, just own your time. Just own the time that you do have, and don't be, and then and I will leave it with this. My word for this year was literally grace. Like, give yourself some grace. You are a human. If you're a mom, you're raising tiny humans. If you're a student, you've got classes. If you're a full-time worker, you have a job where people, depend on you. All of these things. If you're a dog mom, you got to feed your dog. You got to walk him. You got to spend time with him. My dog freaking hates me because it's been rainy, so I haven't walked him. And it's like, there's things you have to do. Give yourself grace. Because the more you beat yourself up, the less you're going to want to do it. And then you're going to go, oh, I need to message. Oh, I need to post. That's not how this business should feel.
Mm-hmm. And having time management, you guys, it's all about prioritizing too. Like, we make time for the things that are important to us. And so this business for me pays if I do not make money with this business, I can't pay my car payment. I can't pay half my mortgage. I can't pay my credit card bills. I can't, I mean, I have a list of bills that I am now solely responsible for with this business. And so like I made this business a priority. It pays me like it's a priority. And I treated it like my plan A instead of my plan B. And so sometimes when we get busy and life gets hectic, we tend to bump the business off of our like priorities list. And I'm telling you, like, don't make that mistake. Treat this like a real job that it is, and start making time for it, doing those bare minimums, even on your bad days, and, you know, just reprioritizing. Like you said, this business is more important than Netflix. So like keep your priorities in check and understand you joined this business for a reason. So you have to make time for it in order for it to work for you. Not being a good leader is the next point. And this one I struggled with for a long time. I joined the business, no experience, hated sales, didn't know you can make a bunch of money. I just needed $500. Diamond in my first 5 months. I enrolled 95% of the volume, 95% of the teammates. They literally told me, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do each day. This is how you get from point A to point B. And so I did that. I didn't know what being a leader meant. And guess what? After 2 months, Diamond fell apart and I was paid as a Ruby leader for the next year, full year, before I got Diamond back. And in that year, I spent time, because I got into the Diamonds page. Thank God for that. Because I say, even though I lost it so quick, it put me into that leadership position of like listening to like what Jade had to say about being a leader and just getting that next puzzle piece. And it took me a while. And I kept saying, you know, when's double going to happen? When's double going to happen? And I kept telling myself, double will happen when I'm the leader that I need to be for double to happen. Like I'm just not going to be yet. From a leadership aspect. And so, you know, I took that and ran with it. And I learned how to show people what I was doing instead of telling people what I was doing, and just always leading from the front and being that example and just never asking them to do anything that I wasn't willing to do. And I had a whole year and a half of like learning how to be a good leader. And I'm still coming into that. I'm still learning how to do things better. I drop the ball every once in a while, but like, because of finally having good leadership this far in, I've raised good leaders myself, and we all pick each other up when, you know, when somebody's lacking. And this comes with time. It comes with experience. It comes with failing. It comes from, you know, learning from those mistakes and knowing how to like push better. It's never, you know, can't say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right person. So like some people are like, you know, I wrote all these people and like nobody's working. So like, what's wrong with me? Maybe I'm not, you know, helping them the way they need to be helped. And sometimes you just maybe, you know, flipped a deck of cards and you pulled your 2 jacks, your 4 2s, your 4 3s, like right in a row. And you're just getting those bad cards out of your deck in the beginning. And that might be the case, but you know, as long as you're willing to learn and be open, you know, what's meant to be will be. And so don't get caught up in like being a good leader, because I wasn't even one when I started, and it took me a year and a half, 2 years to get there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm loving hearing your story, because I did pretty much the exact same thing. Only I didn't go all the way to Diamond. I went Emerald in my first 6 months. And then I was such an angry leader. Like I was that girl. I would be so mad that people on my team weren't doing stuff that I wasn't even doing. And it's like, I look at myself, I look back and I'm like, what the heck were you like, what were you thinking? What were you doing? But you are the rock star that you're waiting for. Period. End of sentence. You're like, I just need to find my runner. I just need to find my rock star. No, honey, be the runner. Be the rock star.
Would you find yourself? Like,
yeah, like
would you find
if everyone on your team did what you do every single day, every single week, every single month, where would you be? That's the mindset that you need to have. And so I went Emerald, lost it, literally dropped all the way back down to executive in October of 2016, got that like $180 paycheck. And I was toasted, dude. I was like, I've seen $900 paychecks. What is this? Like, I was so mad at myself. And I literally had in my mind, I had 2 options. I was either going to not even pay my renewal to do another year, or I was going to go Diamond. And I knew to go diamond, I was going to have to stop being angry and start just like being a good leader. And at the time, I thought being a leader meant like you tagged people in posts. In the
that was it. Like, hey, this is important reason.
I was like, this is what leaders do. They tag people in things. But what I've learned about being a good leader is this word has made all the difference for me, you guys. So I hope that you'll hear this word and it'll click for you. Is just empowerment. Empowerment of other people. And, you know, being able to go to somebody and say, hey, I see you. I know why you want to do this, and I believe in you, and I'm empowering you to go out and do whatever you need to do to make it happen. There is something so freaking powerful about that when it is backed up with doing your own ish. So there's not a single person on my team who feels some type of way when I go to them and I say, hey dude, what are you doing? Because I signed so many distributors last month. So when I go to somebody on my team who didn't enroll anybody last month, and I say, hey, what's going on? You know, let's figure this out. What is it, your post? You know, are you not adding enough people? Are you not talking to enough people? They're not like, what do you know, Hope? They're like, oh yeah, tell me, you signed 30 distributors last month. Like, let's work on this, you know? So give yourself your own credibility as a leader by going out and doing what you know you need to be doing every day. And whether you have people under you or not, going back to this whole idea of like how many people I signed last month, you guys, I've got about 10 girls who are freaking killing it. I got about 10 girls who are wishy-washy, and I got about 10 girls who literally haven't responded to me since they signed up. Nothing is different. They all get the same training. They're all on the same page. They all got signed up by me. They all have the same website. So you need to stop basing how you feel about your leadership on the people under you and start basing how you feel about leadership on what you're doing every single day and how loving and empowering you're being. I'm like such a red personality, as you guys can probably tell, but I have had to like almost like mold myself into this like red yellow combo so that my team knows how much I care about them. So when I'm going to talk to my team, I kind of put away the red a little bit and bring out that yellow, like team-oriented, loyal, empowering, wanting to do things all together. And I come from that place instead, and that's made all the difference in my business. Like just taking a step to the left and being like, I'm not going to come at them from over here. I'm going to come at them from over here where I like care about them and want them to do well and want them to promote, not just like being frustrated that they're not doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
been huge.
everybody goes through that mean leader phase, some more so than others. And I have a slight like bit of it because I was like, okay, I got to diamond. Now everybody else can start, you know, enrolling themselves and making their own paychecks, because I was like, I just gave everybody a paycheck and like it worked because nobody had worked hard for it. So it didn't mean anything to them. And so being a good leader too, you guys, is understanding that these people don't join for me to promote. These people are joining for them. And your job as a leader is to help them with their goals. And maybe their goal is only $200 a month. You cannot get upset when they're not running for $20,000 a month. Your job is to help other people accomplish their goals, no matter what they are. And if you're looking for somebody who wants to work more than that, go enroll more people like you're supposed to anyways, and still help those people. I am here for anybody who is willing to make money. And I don't care how much that is. You tell me what your goals are. I tell you what you need to do to get there. We're going to work together on that. And I'm going to have you like send me screenshots, and we're going to keep each other accountable. And I don't get mad at people anymore for taking a step back or for just not running the way I think they should be running or working as hard as I'm working, because that's the mean leader phase. It's like, hey, why aren't you spending 5 hours a day on your phone, like working and jumping on these Zooms with me? And I'm just here to help you accomplish your goal. And at the end of the day, I know I'm doing everything on my end that I'm supposed to be doing. Not get caught up in how other people are working their business or if they choose to respond to me or not. I just go enroll new blood. And, I'm just constantly trying to find those people who just want to make money.
I mean, absolutely. And it just, at the end of the day, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But like, if you're not doing it, that's the first step. If you feel like you're not being a good leader, it's probably just because you're not being a very good distributor.
And being a leader doesn't mean that you have a team either. Like, you guys have advice you can offer people without having a team.
Yep.
Like, you know, showing people, like, if you just enrolled a loyal customer, share on the team page your conversation that led to that enrollment. Be like, hey guys, like, I just signed somebody for hair, skin, and nails. I just want to share my conversation. Helping other people who don't even have anything to do with your business be more successful is part of being a leader as well. I think there's a whole segment we could do on being a leader. The last point here was just, you know, feeling annoyed or annoying people with your posting or your messaging. And I always just tell people this, and this goes back to caring what other people think. But like, if a message from me asking if you would be interested in something bothers you that much, you have like more problems going on than my message. Like if that message seriously bothers you that much, like, you got bigger problems in your life right now. Like, all you got to do is say no, thank you. No, thank you.
Or nothing.
Respond to it. You have to respond to it. Like,
so I will say that part of getting like quote unquote good responses from messaging does have to do with the message that you send.
Yes.
I think we've all, I'm sure Keelan will agree with me, we've all been guilty of sending that like terrible, like
like a novel. I was like, do not publish a novel and send it to people.
And then you wonder why they say no thank you. So make sure right now, first and foremost, especially since we have like a ton of new people right now, that you are working with your upline to create a good message. A good message is simple, it's to the point, it's not pushy, it asks if they would like some more information, it's personal, you know, all of these things. But that being said, like, you know, it's so funny to me, Caitlin, you just said, like, I work from like 8 p.m. to 2 a.m., right? Like, you just told me that. Yeah. So the other day on Instagram, I'm sending messages. It was probably like 9:30 my time. And the next morning I got a message back and she goes, well, I'm not interested in anything that you offer me at 12:30 at night. And I said, well, I'm in California, so it was only 9:30. Yeah. Also, I don't understand what the time of day has to do with you being interested. And she never responded. That was just me being a little sassy, but it's just like, from that same message, those same messages that I sent that night, I got that response from that girl and she was like salty because like I messaged her late at night. And then I got 5 potential people who are interested in the products.
Yeah.
From the same message that I sent in the same like 30-minute time period.
Like,
so it's like
you sold their soul to sign up because they bought like 500 products because they loved your message, and then that one person who's like,
yeah, and then it's the same thing. Like, you have girls, like, you can send the same exact message to 2 people and have one girl be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, you are so sweet, oh my god, I would love more information, and then have someone be like, F you. Yeah. Like, from the same message. And it's like, it's not, it just goes back, do not take it personally.
Yeah,
it's not about you. You have to give yourself like that grace and that perspective of like, if there is one person who has said yes to your message and this other person is like being salty, like, they're having a bad day. They're going through something. Maybe they have had a really, really bad interaction with a person from It Works before. Somebody who didn't know what they were doing, who was very unkind, who was very pushy, you know. And so when somebody comes, and then this is how I diffuse it. Okay. Do not hit them back with like well, screw you too, that like, that's the last thing you need is for them to like take a screenshot of like your message and then them responding and then you being like a total B.
And blast.
I had this girl literally say like, 1, those products don't work. 2, your company sucks. And I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the response. I hope you have a wonderful day. With like a bunch of like heart emojis. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, sweetheart. Thank you so much for taking the time to respond to me. Yeah. Like, this is something that I learned from a woman who's been doing network marketing for a very long time, and she's not with It Works, but she said, you build your business on the ones that stay and you build your reputation on the ones that go. So in every single situation, I love that quote. Yeah, I'm like obsessed with it. So in every single situation where I'm having a conversation with somebody, in comments, in messages, over the phone, in person. I want to leave a good taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they say to me, I am going to hold myself with integrity, honesty, authenticity, kindness, blah, blah, blah. Because then if somebody comes at me and they say, well, so-and-so said that you're with It Works and blah, 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 I can say, yeah, and I was never anything but nice to them.
Yeah.
You can look at the screenshots. You could hear a recording of our phone call and you would see that I was calm, kind, collected, authentic. So it's not about me.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it personally because I know who I am. And so if there's just, I know like we're getting to the end of this list. And so it's just know who you are. Know who you are. Know why you're doing this. Know your heart. And I say this to people all the time. If you know that your heart is in the right place, if you know that your intention is coming from the right place, then how other people perceive that, how other people perceive you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know that you're doing this because you want to help people. And you know that you're messaging somebody because you want to share this with them. And you know that you're posting because it's something that you're so excited about. And if somebody else wants to feel some type of way about that, you know who you are and why you're doing this. So you don't have to let it like,
yeah. Some of those people, they just show me like, okay, you have just clearly, shown me that you are not meant to be a part of this as a product, as a customer or a distributor. And that's completely fine. And part of these annoying, like people feeling annoyed with the post or be like, oh, here goes this girl. Why are you doing that? Is their prior engagement with other people who are in network marketing who did it very tacky or did it very pushy. And so going back to like, I love proving people wrong. I love being the person that is never pushy. I just had a girl join my team. She goes, look, I've had several other people message me and they were just so pushy and like, I never heard anything back or she just had bad experiences. And she reached out to me and she goes, you have never been that way. I love following your journey. You're so inspiring. And it's like, I love being that person. I love being that person. And I always try to be that person and I will give hope back.
Yep. I talk to people all the time who have talked to other people with It Works and they don't even know that what I do is It Works.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh my God, like this is just, you talk to me way differently than anybody else did. So be the light, guys. Be the difference. Be the person who is not desperate and is not pushy and is so confident in themselves and what they bring to the table and what this opportunity has to give to people, that you are not ever trying to convince somebody. You are not ever trying to get the upper hand on somebody. You are just out here trying to build a business for your family, for other people, for the people on your team. And just knowing who you are and just standing strong and just in that faith that every single thing that I teach you, that Caitlin teaches you, that you learn in our team pages, it works if you implement it with an open heart. And we recently like renamed my team Hustle and Heart. And I put the heart in there because I want my team to remember to have your heart open in all instances. Don't be a hard businessy salesperson. Like that's not what people like. They don't want to be sold to. So if you're going out there and you're trying to get people or sell to people or convince people, then you're probably not having very good conversations. But if you're going out there and you're being authentic and you're being genuine and you're really caring about the people that you're talking to, they're going to feel that and it's going to come back into your business tenfold, time and time again.
Yep. And sometimes, your friends and your family who are, just having a little negativity on it, if they do, it's not necessarily in a way to attack you. Sometimes it's to protect you because more
100, I would say 98% of the time when your mom is like, honey, when you post like that, it just she's not saying that to be mean and to like kill your vibe and like destroy your business. Like she's saying it because she's your mom and she loves you and she's like trying to protect you. And so I think you hit the nail on the head, which is like, people don't like discredit you like to be mean. Like they're doing it because they're like, oh, like maybe she doesn't know, like they're like, maybe she doesn't know about it.
Well, and they've seen people do this business and sound so excited and then quit and fall off the face of the earth with it and never turn into anything. And it's just like, look, I've seen so many other people try to do this and they weren't successful and I'm trying to protect you from like being disappointed and stuff like that. And so like at the end of the day, the way to avoid that is to just don't stop. Those people stop. Those people didn't work. Those people didn't do their trainings. Those people let other people get into their head. So sometimes, you know, don't be so hard on family. Like if they are trying to be like, hey, like it's because maybe they're just trying to protect you, and that's totally normal. Just be like, look, I got this. You know how you responded to your husband's best friend. Same way I responded to my uncle when he was like commenting on my like rap post and he was trying to be funny, like, oh, it works, but they don't work. And I privately messaged him. I was like, look, I understand like this is a joke and that's fine if you need to like send me like funny snippets and take jabs at me, but I'm running a business now and I'm doing this to support my family. And he backed off. And so like he was just kind of, I think, trying to protect me a little bit and trying to see, you know, how serious I was going to be about it. And so just keep that in mind, you guys. And as you guys can see, Hope is incredible. And this is why I wanted her on this. I was like, who can speak life into people? And I was like, this is perfect for, you know, Hope and your work. And
thank you. I just think that you must believe in yourself and you must believe in this opportunity. And at the end of the day, when people ask me, how are you so successful? How do you sign so many distributors? How do you get over your fears? There is not 1 ounce of doubt in my mind that this is the best and top opportunity on the planet. These are the best products on the planet. This is the best team on the planet. And that's the confidence that I take into every single situation, every single conversation. And when you have that much confidence, even if you have to fake it till you make it, you will also start having that good of conversation. It really just comes down to confidence. And I think we've grown up in a world where we're kind of taught like to not feel so confident in ourselves. And so the last thing that I will share with you guys is just, you might feel like you're losing people. You might feel like this is so different and out of your comfort zone. You might feel like your support systems that you've had in other places in your life are crumbling, but this support system, this community, and I'm literally talking like Caitlin's team, my team, whoever's team you're on, being on Jade Hooper's team, this community has been there for me and supported me and cheered me on more than any other place in my life. So if you're feeling like you're lost and you're like losing people and all of these things and you're annoying people and pushing people away, lean on us, because not only have we been there, but we genuinely care about you, and this team genuinely cares about you. So have that confidence, and if you can't have that confidence for yourself, just borrow some, because me and Caitlin have plenty. Infinite amounts, guys. And the last thing I want to close on is that a lot of people, you know, they just hate on the unknown. So it is your job to educate them on these products and what this business can do and what it is doing for you. And so just take that. Like they fear things that, you know, they don't understand, and take it as a challenge. It is your job to start educating people on, you know, what it is that you have to offer. And so Hope, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for having me. I'm going to upload it like right away, and I already got our picture to go. So as soon as it's up, we will share it, and awesome. I can't wait to hear feedback. So thank you. Thank you.